Good evening, everybody. Welcome again to Rounding the Bases podcast. I'm Coach Coons along with Coach Porter and Coach Cart. And beautiful day, the 16th of September. Indian, I guess they call it Indian summer, hangs on here. We were in the 90s today here in Alabama, so it's been a beautiful day. But Coach Porter, why don't you get us started with tonight's topic? We'll keep it brief and dive into a couple things.
Yeah, good evening. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's enjoying this weather. It's hot here too. It's approaching 90, but we're baseball guys. That's how we like it. Use this time wisely as you prepare for your upcoming seasons. You're in fall ball. You may even be playing another sport right now, golf and football, cross country, and still trying to do baseball stuff. Be careful with that. But the big thing I wanted to talk tonight about is, this fall showcase circuit coming up with a lot of people. So people are doing fall ball, people are doing fall showcase, kind of showcase do's and don'ts. Our staff at A Head and Account here, we're going to, all three of us, be out on the road at showcases this weekend, trying to find people that we would want to work with. We feel like we can help. But just a few things with showcases. So over the course of my career, been to a lot of showcases, watched a lot of showcases, worked at a lot of showcases, been to good showcases, been to bad showcases, found players at showcases, stayed for an hour at showcases and realized there's nobody here. A, these guys are probably too good, or B, there's nobody here that we would offer. So a couple things you have to understand when you go to a showcase. Number one, a lot of times there's just one coach from a coaching staff there that has to evaluate everybody. And every coach has a process to the evaluation piece, right? When outfielders throw, I know exactly what I'm looking for. Infielders throw, catch, know exactly what I'm looking for. Hitters hit, know what I'm looking for. Some showcases have games, some showcases don't have games, okay? But some do's and don'ts. Number one, be ready. Be ready. Be mentally and physically ready. Okay? There's nothing worse for a coach than to sit there for 3 or 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, and to watch kids who aren't ready. To watch kids that go out and, just grab a baseball and start throwing. Be ready. Be ready mentally, be ready physically. Because, if you're an outfielder and you get 4 throws, 2 to third, 2 to the plate, that's all you get. That's all you get. A couple rounds of BP, that's all you get. You got to show something. In the 60-yard dash, know exactly what I'm looking for. Be ready. Run through the stinking line. Run through the line. Can't tell you how many times in the 60, as a coach, working at a camp or evaluating, run through the line. If it's a 60-yard sprint, run 65 yards. You should be aiming for 65 or 70 yards. Run through. It matters. Your running mechanics matter. How your body moves matters. It matters. It tells a lot about your athleticism. It matters. Make sure you're ready to go. Okay? You don't need 17 wristbands, 4 hats, a headband, 3 pairs of cleats, an oven mitt, a cell phone, whatever. Stay off your stinking cell phone too. Show the engagement. I'm looking for guys that are engaged. See, maybe I differ from a lot of people, but I want to recruit people, or did want to recruit people, who love the game of baseball. I always used to tell recruits, you got to love baseball to play here. You cannot like baseball, right? And it's an audition for you, okay? Every little piece can be the separator, right? In between reps, you don't need to be in the stands with mom and dad. Now, if you're released from the showcase and you're playing a couple of games in the afternoon, that's one thing, right? Take care of yourself. Be ready. Be ready at any moment. You may get one chance to show something the entire day. One. Be ready. And chances are you've paid a lot of money, right?
Somebody did.
Yeah. Tuck your shirt in, put your hat on straight, wear a belt. Drives me nuts. Wear a belt, okay? Wear the right cleats. Look like a ball player. Pass the eye test. They got to recognize you. Pass the eye test. Pass the eye test. If you're not 6'4", well, then you got to find another way to pass the eye test. Do it by how you show up. How you show up, how you're working out, how you're getting ready. Because what you're doing mentally or physically tells me a little bit about what you're doing mentally, right? Make sure you're taking good takes on deck. Show us that you have a plan. Show us you have a plan. Show us you know what you're doing, right? Have fun. Show us you enjoy the game, okay? Show us you enjoy the game. But play, and most importantly, play the game the right way. Play the game the right way. Play the game the right way and be ready to go. You cannot be timid. You cannot be timid. So
I think this ties in a little bit to what we talked about last week too. When you pull up, I don't care how hot it is or how cold, whatever, have yourself ready when you get out of that car. No flip-flops. Put the flip-flops on the car, but you open the door, put your cleats on. Get your pants, the whole thing. Be ready.
Yeah.
And when you're at this tournament, whether it's a team tournament or a showcase camp, do things like it's not your first time. Be comfortable. I saw more people in a batting thing. In the last hit, this one kid hit a bomb. I mean, a bomb. And he does a bat flip. And it was just hitting so people could watch him hit. I don't know. I know you get excited. I know you do that, but act like you've been there before. You know, to me, that told me, well, that must have been a surprise for him because it was, it went this route, you know? And I'm saying, well, maybe he doesn't do that all the time. So that gets me thinking the other way. So, you know, those are 2 points that I would bring up. Zach, what do you've been involved with it too?
Yeah, so I mean the one thing that's really resonating for me right now is, you know, I get to listen a little bit watching some of the ESPN spots today, and I heard a coach talking about culture and how his culture is his standard. Do you think it's easier for a coach that sees that you maintain a standard and that you would fit in their culture? Do you think he's going to give the nod to you or the person that he knows he has to work on the culture and the fit for? So knowing coming into that you have to maintain that standard, it immediately keeps you on the list. It doesn't necessarily move you to the top of the list, but it doesn't take you off the list.
Right.
And so those are things that, you know, it's process of elimination at this point. You want to be the last man standing on the list at the end of the day. When you walk away from these showcases, these guys are going to walk away with a list full of guys. You still want to be on that list. You don't want to give them a reason to mark you off the list.
That's right. And guess what? You're not the only shortstop or third baseman or first baseman that's on that list. But the only thing you can do is be removed from the list.
Yep.
Well, the other thing is kids don't realize everybody is replaceable, right? Everyone's replaceable. So in today's world of amateur athletics, in all sports, where I don't like this coach because I'm not playing, I'm going to go to the other organization. And then I'm going to go to the other organization. That's not how the real world works. And you know, to a certain extent, it started to get that way, obviously, with college baseball in the portal, right? It has, let's face it, in the transfer rules.
Right.
But there's a lot of kids that aren't able to find spots too. But like, I think sometimes when you have too many options, you don't realize that, wow, in the real world, for me to get an opportunity, I have to put out. I have to actually do something to get an opportunity, to be worthy of an opportunity, to win a starting job. I have to produce, right? I have to produce. And I think sometimes in high school, we'll get kids who are, really good in travel ball, whatever, and that's great. And they'll get up there and it's like, I'm 0 for 11 and I'm on the bench. And I just can't handle that. No, I think that we have so many things going on for kids at times. We do not teach them. And remember, there's no always or nevers in this game, right? Jerry Weinstein puts it on his Twitter. There's no, right? That's not, listen, there's some really, really good travel ball stuff. There's some really good. However, like, I really feel like the ability for these kids to bounce around, and then there's a lot of people who like to make money off of kids too. Let's face it. And that's good and bad.
Yep.
I think that we at times eliminate the sixth tool of the game, and that's the ability, what's inside, the ability to deal with adversity. You're in a showcase how you deal with adversity, because you might kick a ball or something. That's on display too, by the way.
Well, the other thing too, and I think that those are great points. They really are. But why? What is your pecking order that you're looking for? Are you looking for a coach? Are you looking for a team? Or are you looking for a school? Because no matter where you go, what happens when you get injured and you can't play anymore?
Yeah.
Are you happy where you are? It is the first thing. Let's face it. There 99.9% of the coaches out there are good coaches. No matter what level you're in, they're good coaches, so they wouldn't be there because the administration of the school and everything else, they know they're working with kids and they want the school represented. So, yeah, you got a coach. You choose because it's a winning program versus this or what. So you got to get that pecking order that you want to choose from. I've always been under the assumption you get the school that you really like. Then if that school has your major, all else is great, especially if they're recruiting you to play there. And I don't care what division it is. I've seen Division III kids with the portal that has opened up that were Division IIIs play for a national champion, got a championship ring at Tennessee because they went into portal and they got better at that point. So they chose the school first and foremost where their degree was, and then they got better. So that changed their thing. So they chose a higher school where their degree was, and it worked out. Both great coaches, the Division III coach, and obviously we know Tony Vitale is a great coach. But, I would say keep that in the back of your head too.
Yeah.
It's great to get fan mail and all this stuff from these coaches. I remember I said it before, I used to send out hundreds of letters, because not everybody's going to reply. Don't be that person that doesn't reply. Always stay on the lists. Always make every school sound like they're your number one choice. Yeah. Keep them interested in you. In the end, it's your decision, but you always don't show your hand until the end. Zach?
Love it.
Oh.
Agreed.
Love it.
But that's our quick tidbits for tonight. Fall ball. Remember, it is fall ball. Work on your skills. It's, if it's a tournament, if the trophy's important to you, that's one thing. If it's you getting better, that's another thing. That trophy's not going to get you into a school.
Tom, I asked our guys yesterday, or not yesterday, but Sunday. I said, 1% of the days, right under 15 minutes. Take what you were not good at on Sunday and become 1% better at it each day. Take 15 minutes out of your day and become 1% better at the things that you weren't good at on Sunday. It's not hard.
Yeah. I used to tell my kids the same, similar. I used to make it a fun thing. I says, look, our goal is to stink a little bit less today than we did yesterday. And they look at you, and then by the middle of the season, they're saying it.
Yeah.
Coach, we stunk a lot less today than we did yesterday. Yeah, you just raised the bar. Now we really got to raise it for tomorrow. Whether it's practice, whether it's life, whether it's anything, you just got to keep going up. But we'll see. Again, we're keeping it short tonight so we can get ready for our tournaments and things like that. But check us out on the web, headaccountrecruiting.com. You see all of our emails right there on the screen. We would be more than happy to work with you. We'll get guys this weekend to work with us. I got a big softball tournament in 2 weeks down here I'm going to go to as well. But drop us a line. It's not going to hurt. We don't bite. We try to sneak a little bit each day, less each day too, as guys here. So drop us a line. We'll talk to you. We'll figure out where you're at. We're not hard salesmen. We're not salesmen at all. But we'll certainly work with you. But till next week, we will see.